So this person goes on to say Game Freak in 2025 versus Monolith in 2025. Now, all right, cool.
That tweet is inaccurate, by the way. That screenshot is from 2015.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say. So it's
Even worse, actually.
That's a Wii U game on the right.
It's just terrible. Like, they're comparing a game that is completely from a different timeline to begin with. Just look at that game. That's like me comparing Call of Duty to Fortnite, yeah?
I think it's ridiculous.
It is.
I think I'm looking at this and I can understand their point in one way, saying, oh yeah, look at this company, they're doing pixels, and then this other company, they're going full on real life aesthetics, and I'm thinking to myself, they're two different companies. Pokemon's always evolving. We've just got all these new games that they're bringing out, and they're doing it at their own pace. Of course, they're not going to be having this crystallized graphics that everybody wants, but I think this is probably the most dumbest comparison. Bro, how has this got 2,000 likes? 2,000 dummies like this tweet, bro.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it, and it's not just because of a Xenoblade shill. It's not just because of a Xenoblade shill. All right, I'm gonna say this. Here we go. No one wants a Pokemon game that looks like Xenoblade. It's not an art style that like Pokemon should go for. I feel like I like the cartoony art style of Pokemon. I like the art direction of ZA. I don't think ZA should look like Xenoblade X. It's not a vibe. Okay, it works for that game. It doesn't work for this game. However, I see the point behind this tweet. It's basically just saying that, like, we can't be using the Switch as a cop-out for why Pokemon games look so bad, because Pokemon does, I think, objectively, of all the big Nintendo franchises, just have the worst-looking video games.
Yeah, but they look bad because we get a game every single year.
Yeah, it doesn't justify
and you know how many copies they sell? Over 20 million.
I wouldn't say that. I would push back. I kind of agree with JPR, but then at the same time, this game, isn't it? It was for the Wii U, so it's been worked on since then, and that's why it looks like that now. Do you know what I mean?
Like this screenshot isn't from the new version. This is
from the old one.
Yeah,
it's like Damn. Which is an even more dumb comparison.
Yeah, hard to defend it.
No,
I do think that Pokemon fans too often, they say, like, well, of course Scarlet and Violet runs bad and looks terrible. It's on the Switch. Have we not paid attention to what other Switch games can do?
Yeah.
Don't use that. If you want to say, like, Pokemon should have its own art direction and it shouldn't look like these other games, that's one thing. But to say that the Switch is the reason why Pokemon looks so bad, that is totally baseless.
Honestly.
Yeah. Because like even games on current consoles like the PS5 and Xbox Series, right? There's games that will come out on there and they run like garbage. That's just from a development standpoint, not from the graphics and the console not being powerful enough. It's just down to developers not making something.
The previous point as well about how they're saying, "Oh, Game Freak's always done really crap with Pokemon games and their graphics." Like, have they not seen the jump from the 3DS era to literally what we're getting now on the Switch? Like, okay, it's still very similar in most ways.
I'm gonna be real. I think the 3DS games look better.
Damn,
really?
I think they do. They have better
not
art
X and Y,
direction.
bro. Not X and Y.
I think, you know what?
Maybe not X and Y.
not X and Y.
Sun and Moon, though?
Sun and Moon. Yeah.
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon looks beautiful.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That game has like it may not be as high resolution or have like the textures that the newer games do, but like it has a much cleaner art direction and is more satisfying to look at than Scarlet and Violet.
Like, I think the art direction is the biggest thing. Like it's focused art direction.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet are ugly. They try too hard to be like realistic.
They're too realistic.
It don't work for Pokemon really.
This is such a better return to form.
When I think of like Pokemon pushing the caliber, I think of like at maximum, if I had to pick like a game range for them to go to, is like nothing higher than like Genshin Impact, right? Where it's still vibrant, cartoony, still has like these anime-esque elements to it, but it still can like, it looks like Pokemon, right? It's not going to surpass and hit real world things, but like water looks good.
That is what this tweet should have done. It should have compared Pokemon to Genshin and not Pokemon to Xenoblade.
Yeah. Because like I'm looking at some pictures of Genshin, like it looks good. It is. I probably wouldn't go this much detail, but like just from how the grass looks to the land to the water graphics.
That's what Pokemon fans want. Yeah, that's what Pokemon fans want.
For the record, the water looks if we're talking about water, the water looks beautiful in this game. I feel like
it does. It's probably the best it's looked in a while.
In ZA, yeah, like there's a shot where Totodale's on a on a little walkway, and you could see like a little waterfall behind him, and it's really pretty. I feel like, and with the launcher in the water.
And now for the opposite. Now for the opposite, how about that water from Legends Arceus, bro?
Muddled crap. But that's the thing is you have
Hisui streams.
You have like Legends Arceus water, but then you go to Scarlet and Violet. If you even see water, your game wants to like implode on itself. This is too much.
That's how bad it is.
I think the biggest thing for me is that like a lot of these things I just don't care about. I don't think a lot of people care about them. I think at the end of the day, what they're showcasing is a new. Yeah,
Pokemon fans don't care about it.
I don't care about it because the game's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I care more about whether the fucking Megas look like Xers or.
We caught some flack when we defended ZA's graphics last week on the Rocket Roast,
which is crazy, dude.
The point is,
nice.
like yes, it still doesn't look like a Mario Odyssey or a Xenoblade or anything like that. But the point is, it looks significantly better than Scarlet and Violet.
And they also didn't take 7 years to make the game, dude.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting,
I've always labeled it. It's good for Pokemon, like not in a bad sphere, but Pokemon is over time evolving their stuff up. So
it's a step in the right direction.
If we're comparing it to just every other modern game, it don't compete. It don't compete on any level.
But you know what it does compete at? It competes in units sold. You know,
it does. It
does its job, and that's why it is what it is.
Yeah, people complain about how Pokemon games look, but they're still selling like hotcakes. There's a reason, because the people who complain, like these 2.5K people who are liking, like, yeah, Game Freak sucks. Like,
they're not.
That's a drop in the water compared to like the people who are actually gonna buy this game. Like, Dusty really reflects like the general audience, where it's like, I don't care how it looks. I just want to have a fun Pokemon game. I just want to catch some Pokemon and have some battles, use Mega Evolution, call it a day. They don't care about it looking realistic or not.
And of course, I want it to look better.
Yeah. As long as the game isn't like hideous and nauseating like Scarlet and Violet, I'm fine with it.
Right.
Like,
and it has to run, right? Like my Scarlet and Violet crashes pretty often. Like it can't do that. It has to actually function.
I get motion sick playing Scarlet Violet for more than 100% because it just chugs.
I don't know if it's worse in certain areas for you, but for me, the Blueberry Academy is brutal for me.
It's
like
terrible.
in the terrarium.
It's genuinely terrible.
I will play it for 30 minutes and then be fighting a migraine. Like no joke. I mean, it's bad. But that said, I have them chronically, so I'm more like weak to them, I guess. But but still,
it on my Pokemon.
It's not good. I might get roasted for this on here, but I feel like the best art style for
I'm ready to roast you already.
For
I know where you're going.
Switch era at least is Sword and Shield.
That's not where I thought you were going. Sword and Shield. Oh no!
Sword and Shield
you know what?
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
Go to the wild area.
It's good. So it is.
Go to the wild area.
Outside of the
environmental wild area, I think.
Yeah, like outside the wild area, like even the routes are like, you know, they suck because they're linear. And that's really boring, especially when we can see that Pokemon's playing with the wild area and stuff. But like the routes are really, really pretty. That route between Motostoke and the like first Galar mine is so beautiful in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
But I like the art direction best of that game. If someone said that they like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee's art style better, I couldn't fault them for that. Like
that's me.
I think Let's Go has the best.
Yeah.
I think
the only dub it has, dog.
Yeah, I think it's objectively probably better, but
it's so weird to
subjectively,
me
I like
because
Sword and
I feel like the two games I hate the most on Switch, which is Sword and Shield and Let's Go, have the best aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like easily, which makes no
anywhere
sense.
outside of like an open world area, Sword and Shield looks completely fine. Like
that's because Sword and Shield has a really clean and clear art direction, like we're talking about with Sun and Moon. Like the art
the Isle of
direction.
Armor looked good. Talking about open spaces that looked good. I felt like the Isle of Armor looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on like what you care about, what you prioritize. And for me, I'm just looking for new ways to interact with the Pokemon world, the Pokemon, everything. I want to do the role playing, you know, and I don't really care if a window, if I can like physically touch a window in 3 dimensions in this game. I really don't care at all.
Do you care if you can go inside buildings?
Yes, I do care, and I do think a lot of the buildings we will be able to go into.
You should go to inside buildings in this game. It's literally nothing but buildings.
Imagine you can't go in the hotel. Like you just stop at the front desk and that's it.
No.
Oh my god.
Drop down menu, like when you walk into the hotel, instead of, you know, it's like the Scarlet and Violet shops where there's just a drop down menu that says, "What do you want to do? Talk to AC."
I hated that, bro.
To your room.
I don't even want to joke about it, bro. I hope this
Access your PC.
Scarlet and Violet as possible.
Todd's fuming.
I'm literally throwing the game out.
Oh my
Imagine you can't go inside the prison
not.
tower. Imagine you walk in front and there's like, I don't know, like a gym guy or it's like Clement or something, and it's like opens a menu. Are you ready to battle? And it just transports you into the battlefield.
Oh, dude.
The problem is, I think there's a chance of that. I'm not saying it's a strong chance, but I think there's a chance of that happening.
Are you
Like,
leaking
legitimately.
it?
I could see
No.
it.
Especially with the shops. The shops do, I will admit, the shops do look like they could be drop down menus. I feel like just kind of
Like
the way they design them.
Like the sandwich.
Like the sandwich shops. Yeah.
It's so bad, bro. It's so bad.
Actually, you know, it's funny enough, the sandwich shops were actually the only ones you could walk into. It was the ingredients shops that had the drop-down menus, because for some reason, Pokemon prioritized the like the sandwich shops are like the only buildings you can walk into. For some reason, that's the ones they prioritize.
The only culture Paldea has is sandwiches, bro. That's the only thing they have.
I didn't make a single sandwich. I didn't make a single sandwich. I didn't go in any of those shops. I went in and I saw the artwork and the list, and I'm like, I want to go into here, not read a menu.
Can we go through the trailer real quick and just see what it's like? Like, what are we thinking? Can we actually go inside buildings? They obviously show Hotel Z. Besides that, do they show any indication of anything?
You're inside the shopping center. Like there's a shopping center with multiple shops in it.
Indoor
So it's like a
shopping mall, but you don't go into any of the shops.
We might go over it.
Even the Pokemon centers, they're kind of like
shops.
open.
They're like on the corners
Yeah.
of the ways.
Oof, we might be cooked, boys.
Oh, no, you're gonna be able to go in some. Though.
Surely important areas though, like Quasartico, you'd be able to go inside. You do see Quasartico.
You
see the inside of Quasartico.
But if you think back to like Sword and Shield or even Scarlet and Violet, when we went to like the gym buildings, it was just right there, then teleport, and even the side of the Cosmo building where like you just teleport.
Look, you don't go inside. You don't go inside the building.
Go inside.
You don't go inside the building to get to the room.
Well, listen. You know how annoying it would be, though. You know how annoying it would be to like if you want to go to the roof, you have to go in the building and then go up the stairs and then wait for the menu to load.
No.
I think the teleporting that makes sense, but like
Fine. Yeah.
I think the openness to the city, the wild zones, and probably everyone's speculating there's gonna be sewers. I think that's gonna make up for everything. I don't think they're actually trying to. I don't know. I'm skeptical, to be honest.
I will say it is kind of 50-50 for now, but like I feel like maybe the trailer won't really give that away because it's like the focus is on like the characters, the outside area of the city, the wild zones, and like the battles. So it's like what would they show in the interiors that will get people to be like, oh, I gotta play this game. Like that isn't something really in the marketing. Like, oh, you go to shop or something.
Here's my counter. Here's my counter to this. Prior to Scarlet and Violet, every game.
Oh wait, there's an interior right there. Look,
that's
not actual gameplay.
They do show in the part where like in the presents where they're explaining things, they show the inside of the Quasartico building, they show the inside of the Liquor Bureau. So I mean, there will at least
you're
be a few
right.
places.
Good catch. I forgot about that. The Liquor Bureau.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I think important areas at least, like, dude, if they don't let me go into the Lumios Museum, I'm going to be livid.
There's
like,
got to be at least 20 buildings you can go.
There
inside.
has to be.
Surely.
If I can't take the station and go to Corway Town, I'm gonna be pissed. That train better take me to the Galar region, bro.
I don't think that works, bro.
To Alola, straight to
that would
Alola.
be really bad. That would be really bad though, because I'm not loving how like the buildings look and everything. Like I'm not loving the outside look anyway, but that'd be rough.
Guys, remember, we came for some sightseeing. That's the role of the protagonist in this. We hate sightseeing no buildings,
His ass is never going inside. No.
I do gotta say though, to back up Raph with this post is I ratioed this post by 8K follower or 8K likes.
No way.
That's my boy.
Hold on, I want to see the soul tweet now.
Yeah, it's a cool
down,
tweet.
please.
Oh,
you
that
know
was
what's funny about the soul? What's funny about the soul tweet is it's exactly what we were talking about earlier, like gatekeeping Pokemon fans or whatever. Like that's exactly what I did. I was like, actual Pokemon fans don't want this.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No,
there it
don't
is.
Tell me he gate kept. No, it's the first 2 words of the tweet. No.
But he's not wrong. He's
Actually,
not wrong.
What is it at now? I saw it at 10K. I can't see, but
28.
It's at 28K.
Okay, so by a lot more than 8K.
It's true,
Anyway.
man. We just want fun games. That's it. That's all we want.
Hyper realistic doesn't work for Pokemon. It's
I think
not the
I
point.
think it's not like wrong to want better graphics, but at the end of the day,
100%.
graphics are still like at the lower end of the totem pole. Like, you know,
For
we're
a
gonna care about
Pokemon fan.
gameplay.
Performance is what we're looking
Be the
for.
catalyst to start making it go up there.
I understand the argument Pokemon's the biggest franchise in the world. They should put more effort in how their games look. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get that. And I agree to an extent. I do agree that the games should look better and be a little bit more polished. But like, is it bothering me? Not that.
No.
Yeah, it's not like 10-year-olds are coming out and like, oh my god, I need this game to have such a high frame rate. No, like they're not tripping, bro.
If you look like the reaction to those trailers, you have a lot of people who are like gamers and they've got some Pokemon playthroughs they do on the side. They say like, you know, they're complaining about the graphics, but all the Pokemon fans, they're just complaining that they didn't get to see a new Mega Evolution or a new Pokemon, you know?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Which is valid.
You got that guy from Detective Pikachu to reply to you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I want to be clear that I love the Detective Pikachu movie, but I think that a lot of the realistic Pokemon were super creepy, especially like Apom. I was like, no, bro.
They're pretty off-putting.
Yeah, and I don't want that in a Pokemon game, and that's all I'm saying.
But look, at that point, that's like Monster Hunter, and we're just going too far.
Yeah.
Which is fine for Monster Hunter, but not for
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Great for that franchise, not good for Pokemon.
Yeah. That was the point.
This is the awareness that I love. Yeah. It doesn't need to always be bigger. And I think I just want people to like be content with what we have, because there are so many good things. And if a game comes out and it's not your perfect game, I think historically Pokemon games have always been like the ultimate version of the Pokemon game, and then they got a lot of flack for becoming just kind of the same iteration over and over again. They got stagnant. And I think what we have to do now is look at the Switch family, the Pokemon games that are on the Switch family, and just be okay and understand and not expect that they're going to be the ultimate, game that has the battle tower and it has megas and it's competitive and it has open world and it has every single thing that we would ever want. I think it's fine that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is like a little bit goofy and my niece loves it to death. That's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Not for me, dog, but that's it. That's
you
bro.
There you go. You don't need to play it. And it existing doesn't hurt any other game that we have.
Doesn't. That doesn't.
It's really not about the it being goofy, because I don't even know if it is goofy.
BDSP does hurt, though.
It's just that.
I'm sorry.
Yes, and
it hurts us as like old Pokemon.
No. I think BDSP hurts the rep of the franchise in general. I think Zach's right.
That is true.
Distinction win.